my dear one. Settle in softly now, and let your thoughts drift with the quiet rhythm of my voice. Tonight we shall journey to a time of grand ships and whispered secrets, a tale of entwined destinies upon the vast, shimmering ocean. It is a story of a heart, both literal and metaphorical, and the lengths to which gentle souls would travel to protect what they hold most dear. Our story begins on a day meant for joy, a day when the air in Port Royal was filled with the soft promise of a wedding. Young Will Turner and the elegant Elizabeth Swan stood ready to pledge their lives to one another, their hearts brimming with quiet anticipation. But alas, fate often has its own unexpected plans. Just as their vows were about to be exchanged, the solemn presence of Lord Cutler Becket arrived, a man whose gaze held the stern weight of authority. He brought with him somber news, not of celebration, but of accusation, and soon both Will and Elizabeth found themselves held for assisting a certain whimsical captain in the past. Lord Becket, with a quiet determination, then presented Will with a most unusual task. To save Elizabeth, Will had to find Captain Jack Sparrow and retrieve a most curious object, Jack's compass. For you see, Jack owed a debt, a very old and powerful debt, to a formidable being of the ocean's depths. This being was known as Davy Jones, the captain of the legendary Flying Dutchman, a ship whose crew were souls long lost to the sea, transformed by its profound magic into unusual yet strangely beautiful forms. So with a heavy heart but a resolute spirit, Will set sail aboard a ship, seeking the unpredictable Captain Jack. His journey led him first to a most peculiar island, inhabited by a gentle, nature-loving people who, through a series of amusing misunderstandings, believed Jack Sparrow to be a divine figure. Will soon found Jack, who, always resourceful, was engaged in a rather energetic escape from his well-meaning admirers. As Will explained the urgency of his mission, Jack revealed the true gravity of his situation. Upon his hand, a dark mark pulsed faintly, a mark known as the Black Spot, a gentle reminder that Davy Jones himself was now seeking him. Long ago, Jack had struck a bargain with Jones. 13 years as captain of the Black Pearl, in exchange for 100 years of service aboard the Flying Dutchman. And those 13 years, alas, had now passed. Jack's compass, the very one Will sought, was no ordinary instrument. It pointed not north, but to what one truly desired most in their heart. And at that moment, Jack's deepest desire was to escape his looming fate. He knew the only way to break his agreement with Davy Jones was to find a very specific treasure, a dead man's chest, within which lay Davy Jones's own beating heart. Whoever controlled the heart controlled Jones, and thus the terrifying Kraken, a magnificent creature of immense power that Jones commanded from the ocean's deep. Meanwhile, Back in Port Royal, Elizabeth, ever spirited, had found a clever way to slip away from her confinement. Disguising herself as a cabin boy, she secured passage on a merchant vessel, her own determination guiding her toward the open sea, intent on finding Will and Jack. Her journey was filled with moments of quiet bravery, and she soon found herself in the bustling port of Tortuga, a place where many paths gently converged. There, she encountered the once proud Commodore James Norrington, now a shadowed figure, his own fate having taken a most unexpected turn after the events of their previous adventures. He too was seeking a new purpose, and perhaps a way to mend his own bruised spirit. Jack, Will, and their loyal crew, including the ever-practical Mr. Gibbs and the observant Pintel and Ragetti, sailed onward, guided by Jack's peculiar compass. It led them to a mystical, secluded bay, where an enigmatic woman named Tia Dalma resided. Her home was filled with the soft glow of candles and the scent of ancient magic. Tia Dalma, with her knowing eyes, understood the deep currents of fate. She spoke of the dead man's chest, its location, and the key that unlocked it, a key that Davy Jones himself carried. She also gave Jack a curious jar of dirt, advising him in a soft whisper that it would protect him, for the land is safe. Their quest soon led them into the very path of the Flying Dutchman. In a tense, hushed encounter, Will bravely agreed to board Jones's ship, offering himself as a token, allowing Jack to have a short reprieve from his debt. On board the Dutchman, Will encountered a profound surprise. His own father, Bootstrap Bill Turner, a man thought long lost to the sea, now a gentle, encrusted member of Davy Jones's crew, his memory somewhat clouded by his long servitude. Will's heart swelled with both sorrow and a quiet resolve to free his beloved father. He gently coaxed information from Bootstrap Bill, learning that the key to the chest was indeed guarded by Davy Jones himself. Through a clever and daring maneuver, Will managed to acquire the key from the sleeping Jones, a moment of hushed tension before his swift escape back to the Black Pearl. He knew he had precious little time. The compass, now pointing with renewed purpose, eventually guided the Black Pearl, with Elizabeth and Norrington now aboard, to a remote, sun-drenched island known as Isla Cruces. There, hidden beneath ancient sands, lay the dead man's chest. The air grew thick with anticipation as they began to unearth it. What followed was a dance of intertwined desires and shifting alliances. Jack, Will, and Norrington found themselves in a most unusual three-way encounter, their swords clashing not in anger, but in a delicate ballet of conflicting intentions. Each wished to claim the heart for their own reasons. Jack for his freedom, Will for his father, and Norrington for a chance at redemption and the restoration of his honor. Amidst this intricate engagement, Davy Jones's crew arrived, seeking to reclaim the chest. The confrontation was a whirlwind of movement, But in the midst of the swirling sand and the gentle glint of steel, Norrington, with a subtle act of quiet determination, managed to slip away with the very heart from the chest, concealing it within his tattered coat. The others, caught in the flow of events, did not immediately notice his quiet departure. The Pearl then sailed away, hoping to outrun Davy Jones. But the ocean holds many wonders and many perils. Davy Jones, now sensing his heart was gone, unleashed the full, awe-inspiring power of the Kraken. This magnificent creature, a true marvel of the deep, rose from the ocean's embrace, its immense tentacles gently encircling the Black Pearl, its strength a testament to nature's grandeur. The crew fought bravely, but the Kraken was a force of nature. In a desperate moment, Elizabeth, understanding Jack's ultimate connection to the Pearl, and knowing that one sacrifice might save them all, performed a most difficult act. With a gentle touch, she chained Jack to the mast, giving the crew a chance to escape. Jack, though momentarily surprised, met his fate with a quiet, dignified defiance, drawing his sword and facing the immense creature of the deep. He was pulled down into the silent, dark embrace of the ocean, a captain going down with his ship. The Black Pearl, too, was slowly claimed by the depths, its timbers yielding to the sea's quiet power. The remaining crew, heavy-hearted and solemn, regrouped on a small boat, watching the last vestiges of their beloved Pearl disappear beneath the waves. They mourned the loss of their captain, their adventurer, Jack Sparrow. As for Norrington, he eventually reached Lord Beckett, presenting him with the very thing that Beckett most desired, Davy Jones's heart. With this, Beckett now held immense power, a quiet storm gathering on the horizon. Back with the grieving crew, as they sat in quiet contemplation, Tia Dalma, her eyes still holding ancient wisdom, offered a glimmer of hope. She revealed that there was a way to retrieve Jack, a journey to a place beyond the living world, a mystical prison known as Davy Jones's Locker. And to lead them on this impossible quest, she brought forth a most surprising companion, Captain Barbossa, resurrected from the quiet peace of the grave, his eyes now alight with a renewed purpose. And so, my dear one, the story pauses here, on the cusp of a new adventure, a silent promise of future journeys. The gentle sea now cradles its secrets, and the moon casts its soft light upon the waves. All the characters, having played their part in this grand chapter, now rest, either beneath the sea or upon its surface, their destinies intertwined. Close your eyes, and let the quiet strength of their courage soothe you into a deep and peaceful slumber, knowing that even in the face of great challenges, hope always finds a way to softly beckon. Sleep well, and dream of calm waters,